Hello everybody, it's Mel. Thank you for joining me today for a book haul. So yes, today I am doing a book haul. I did say in my last book haul, which was about 3 or 4 months ago, that I was going to do a quarterly-ish book haul. So that is what we're going to be doing today. Yeah, I don't really have much else to sort of say to start the video, other than to say that anyone that is mentioned who has a YouTube channel will be in the description below. Anyway, let's just dive in, shall we? So the first 4 books that I have to show you are books that I purchased for Baby Book Fiend. So let's start with just the ones that are on the top of the pile I have just here, and yeah, we'll keep on going. First up, we have this board book here, and it is called To the Moon and Back for You, written by Makiia Lucier. I apologise if I'm saying these names completely incorrectly. Makiia Lucier, and illustrations by E.G. Keller. So this is a book that was recommended to me by a counsellor while I was doing IVF, because I wanted some recommendations for books that I could help to sort of explain our circumstances once Baby Book Fiend is old enough. So this is one that was recommended to me. It's not specifically about IVF or anything like that, but it is about sort of the effort that it took to have Baby Book Fiend, using metaphors. So for example, we have, to begin with, I loved you before I met you, I felt you in my arms before I could hold you, but the road was long and the way was hard. I went to the moon and back for you. I navigated the roughest seas, I climbed the tallest mountains, and so on. And then at the end, the road was long and the way was hard, but I'd travel it again. I would do it all over again for you. Very sweet little book, and like I said, just talking about how much effort was put in to end up having Baby Book Fiend. So I think it's really sweet, and I'm glad that I purchased it for them. Then we have a book that I purchased for them while I was away in Sydney. I recently, well, at the beginning of June, I went up to Sydney for a Australian booktuber and New Zealander booktuber meet-up, and we went to, I'm not sure if it was the oldest bookshop in Sydney or the oldest queer bookshop in Sydney. I feel like queer, more likely, but anyway, I saw this one there and I thought it was adorable. So it is a If It's Pride and You Know It, and it's got just little cute things, interactive things for the child, and it's like the If You're Happy and You Know It, do X, but if it's Pride and You Know It, and there's things, so share a story. Baby Book Fiend has been playing with it, so it is unfortunately a little bit torn, but anyway, they've loved doing things like that, and different bits of things that you can do, which they have absolutely loved. So that's another book that I purchased for them. Then I got a touch and feel book. So this is a Harry McClary. So there's a children's book called Harry McClary, and it is a story about a dog called Harry McClary going on a walk with all of his dog friends, and it goes through all the different dogs. There's repetition. It's a really great book for early childhood, for early readers, pre-readers. And this is a different version of this, which has, instead of the story, it has a little bit of a story like Harry McClary from Donaldson Terry, but it has little bits that are cut out and inserted as like different textures. So there's like corrugated cardboard and fluffy material to be Harry McClary's hair, and then each dog has a different, so this has got like a shorter kind of, I can't explain it very well, but anyway, it's got like different textures that Baby Book Fiend can touch and feel, and they absolutely love this one. They've got a few of these. I think I've got 3 or maybe 4 of these now, and they absolutely love them. They find them amazing. They're 10 months old, so they're right at the right age, and so I got this one. And then the final book I got for Baby Book Fiend is The Magic Baby Lab by Belen Salov and Alana Ford. Sorry, I just realised I forgot to say who wrote the other books. So Pride and You Know It was written by Andy Pashier, and I'm assuming they wrote and did the illustrations because they only have one name. And then Linley Dodd wrote the Harry McClary books. There is a whole bunch of them. And then this one was written by written by Alana Ford and illustrated by Beline Salov. And this is specifically about IVF. This is about the sort of process. So it starts out talking about magic, but then it goes on to say there's a very special place where future parents go. Super cool science lab where embryologists help babies grow. And it talks about kind of comparing science to magic, and talks about like all the things that get put in, and then how magic / science made babies or can make babies. So this one, yeah, is very specifically about, I mean, it's not about the process because it's not scientific, it's a, you know, cute little magic but science story, but it's the message of the whole thing. So those are Baby Book Fiend's books. So let's move on now to some books that I bought myself. So I ordered 2 of those Baby Book Fiend books online, and you know what it's like when you're ordering online, you kind of feel like you need to order a little bit more just to make up for the postage. So I also ordered Iris Kelly Doesn't Date by Ashley Herring Blake. This is the 3rd and final book in the Bright Falls trilogy. That is a series of romance books. We follow 3 different characters, but they're all interconnected because they're best friends. This book is about Iris Kelly, as the name suggests, and it is about Iris Kelly, who is a romance author, but she's feeling like her stories are getting a bit stale. She doesn't want to have a relationship, she doesn't want to get married, she doesn't want to, you know, settle down. She goes to Portland and meets someone, has a one-night stand, and then a bit later she decides to go and join an audition for a play, only to discover that her one-night stand, her disastrous hookup, it says, is also in the play or is going up for the play. Stevie actually asks Iris to pretend to be her girlfriend, and Iris goes along with it because she thinks it could be good fuel for her next book. But yeah, I'm hoping the best for this one. I'm actually reading this one this month, hopefully, or I'm doing a try chapter tag for it. We'll see how we go. But I don't love fake dating, but I really like Ashley Herring Blake, so we'll see how we get on. But anyway, that's that one. Then I have 3 more books that I picked up on that trip to Sydney, that same trip that I was just talking about, where I picked up the Pride book, the children's Pride book. So the first one is Blackout. This is a short story anthology collection written by a bunch of different BIPOC authors. So people like Tiffany D. Jackson, Angie Thomas, Nick Stone, different people like that. Not 100% sure now, I can't remember what I specifically won, but when we did our meetup, Meredith, who organised everything, her channel's linked below. She's lovely. You should definitely go and check out her channel, Binge Chicken Books. She organised a bunch of different like prizes for various things, and we had games and stuff like that, and I think this was actually just a lucky door prize, but anyway, I won it. But yeah, like I said, it is a bunch of different short stories by a bunch of different authors, so I haven't started reading any yet, but I really should, because it's short stories, so I should just, you know, read a story at a time and, you know, see how we go. We also had a like a Secret Santa, but it wasn't Christmas, but that kind of thing, where each of us that wanted to be a part of that sent Meredith 4 books that we potentially would like to receive, and then she sent those 4 books to whoever. It was a lucky dip as to who it was, and they bought one of the 4 for that person. I don't actually know who got my name because some people did let others know, but some people didn't. But anyway, thank you very much to whoever it was that drew me out and picked this book for me, and the book was The Hymn to Dionysus by Natasha Pulley. This is a myth retelling. We don't follow Dionysus, who is a Greek, or was a Greek god, but it is a retelling of the story of Dionysus, or some of the story of Dionysus. So we follow Phaedrus, who has been raised in a Greek legion for Thebes, but when he rescues a baby from a fire at Thebes' palace, his commander's orders cease to make sense. Phaedrus is forced to abandon the blue-eyed boy at a temple and keep the baby's existence a secret. Years later, after a strange encounter that led to the death of his battalion, Phaedrus has become a training master for young soldiers. He struggles with panic attacks and flashbacks, and he is not the only one. All around him, his fellow veterans are losing their minds. Phaedrus's risk of madness is not his only problem. His life has become entangled with Thebes' young crown prince, who wishes to escape the marriage his mother, the queen, has chosen for him. When the prince vanishes, Phaedrus is drawn into the search for him, a search that leads him to a blue-eyed witch named Dionysus, whose guidance is as wise as the events that surround him are strange. In Dionysus's company, Phaedrus witnesses sudden outbursts of riots and unrest, and everywhere Dionysus goes, rumours follow about a new god, one sired by Zeus, but lost in a fire. It's fantastic. I read this one in June for my personal book club. I say personal. The book club that I run. It's a quarterly book club. I run it online. I run it via Discord. We pick books that we're going to read each quarter. So you've got 3 months to read the book. The one that we read for April, May, June was The Hymn to Dionysus, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I think most of the people did enjoy as well that joined in. And then the next book that we're going to be reading is Dragonfruit by Makiia Lucier. I will link my announcement video below if you want to join us. I would love it if you did. We're having so much fun lately. We're having so much fun so far, I meant to say. And yeah, anyway, this was that book, and thank you so much to whomever it was that bought this for me. Very well chosen. And on that same trip, we went to that bookstore I mentioned, the oldest queer bookstore in Sydney, and I picked out a book that then the lovely Ren bought for me. Ren actually bought books for everyone, feeling very generous apparently. I really, really appreciate it, and I think, you know, you're amazing, Ren. Thank you. So the book that I purchased was The Lady of the Lake by Jean Menzies, who is none other than fellow YouTuber Jean from Jean Thoughts, and I love her channel. I've been watching her since I started watching YouTube, or BookTube I should say, and I've always loved her channel, and so I was super excited that this book was there, that it was available. It was a book I was so interested in anyway, so I'm so happy to support Jean, but also I'm really excited that I've got this book and that I've now read it as well, and really, really enjoyed it. It's incredibly well written. It's fantastic. I thoroughly recommend. Sorry, I didn't say what it was about. So this one is about Lady Vivian, who lives in the Northern Lakes in the UK, and she is sent by her father to Camelot to potentially be a bride to Arthur, King Arthur. But it's actually Arthur's sister Morgan who catches her eye. And anyway, Vivian and Guinevere are both wards to Camelot and are both potential suitors for Arthur. Arthur marries Guinevere, and Vivian and Morgan develop their relationship, and it's about that, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay, then I have a book that I actually found in my friend's little free library that they have at the front of their house, and that is The Angry Women's Choir by Meg Bignell. This is an Australian author, a Tasmanian author actually, and I've been hearing great things about this book from my friend whose library it was in. It's not her copy. It just happened to turn up in the library, and so when I found it, we were standing there chatting after I dropping her off, and she noticed, or I noticed, one of us noticed it was in there, and then she was like, "You've got to get it, it's amazing," and rah. So I got it. I haven't read it yet, but I definitely intend to at some point. I don't really know what this is about, so I'll read the back. Trace Annette Barnes has built herself the perfect existence, with beautiful children, a successful husband, and a well-ordered schedule. It's a life so full she simply doesn't fit. When she steps outside her calendar and is accidentally thrown into the generous bosom of the Westmooner Women's Choir, she finds music, laughter, friendship, and a humming wellspring of rage. With the ready acceptance of the colourful choristers, Frey learns that voices can move mountains, fury can be kind, and life can do with a bit of ruining. So yeah, I've heard amazing things about this one, and I'm excited to give it a try. And then I have 4 books, and I just realised that I forgot to grab another book. I'm actually not going to bother grabbing it because I'm lazy. I'm going to insert a picture of it here. But I'm going to go through these books quickly, these 5 books, because I already have a video, book shopping with us video, so I'll link that below if you want to go and check that full out, and a bit more about the descriptions, but I'm just going to go through quickly and show you what they are because I talked about them in length in that video. So the first one that I didn't grab off the shelf, which I've insert a picture of here, but I do own it physically, is Silverborn by Jessica Townsend. This is the 4th book in the Nevermore series. Then I have The Healing Season of Pottery by Yeon Somin, which is a translated book, and yeah, it's quite a little one. I haven't picked it up yet, but I will soon, hopefully. Then I have A Dance of Lies by Brittany Arena, which is a fantasy. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, which is a historical fantasy. I'm sure you've seen this one around. And finally, The Midnight Carousel by Faiza Said McLean, which is I think kind of like an urban fantasy. Right, so that is the book haul for today. Those are all the books that I've picked up in the last 3 months. And yeah, I've read some of them. I'm excited for them. Baby Book Fiend and I have read some of them. And yeah, that's everything. That's all the books. So comment below if you have any thoughts on any of the books that I have purchased. Have you read any of them? Are you going to read any of them? Have you hauled any of them yourself recently? Let me know a book or two that you've hauled recently that you're super excited to get to, or that you've read and loved, in the comments below. If you'd like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me a excited emoji, because I'm excited about all of these books. But yeah, that's everything from me today, so thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.